on a receiver, you know, you kind of have to get your eyes back to make sure that the quarterback isn't scrambling. I think, and also like just with the scramble drill, once the quarterback, you know, gets out the pocket, there's no telling what your receiver or what the tight end might do. So you have to make sure you're on top of your keys at all times and just make sure you're paying attention to the game and what's going on around you.
You got stitches, man?
Yeah, I got stitches.
What happened?
I'm not saying.
They lost Brees Hall, but now they got Jairo Brock back there. Kind of another bigger guy, got some speed. And what have you seen out of him?
Oh man, he's a really well balanced back. I remember, you know, him playing last year a couple times. You know, I got to hit him a little bit, so he's definitely a well balanced, solid back. I think he's, you know, I wouldn't say he's. I don't want to say he's not as good as Brees. Brees was a really good back, but what I've seen from him so far, he's really well balanced. He run the ball really well, catch out the backfield, so he's definitely a very well balanced back.
You got to see Hunter a bit last year. He did throw a touchdown on this team. What is it about him that gives him? You've obviously mentioned the deep ball, but you know, even dual threat ability. What do you like about him?
I think he got a chance to play a little bit last year, so I think he has confidence in the offensive scheme. He's not like a quarterback who just got out there this year. This is his first year playing. They gave him the opportunity to play in a couple of games last year, so I think he's definitely a quarterback who isn't going to get rattled. Being in Kenny, he might get a little bit rattled in Kenny. You know, that's a different atmosphere, but just being comfortable in the offense and understanding the scheme and what his offense is trying to do, I think he'll definitely be comfortable in his system. So it's not going to really be any challenges for him. So I think that's really what it comes down to, just treating him as if he's a well-experienced quarterback and knowing that he understands what he needs to do to execute.
Sorry about that. You've never lost Iowa State. How much do you want to keep?
I want to end my career not losing Iowa State. 100%. I would love that. Just to keep that on my career, my memory bank. That I never had the chance to lose Iowa State. So that's definitely on the back of my mind a little bit.
Turnovers are big for any defense, but apparently in this series, it seems like you guys are just able to force them to get turnovers and don't turn over the ball on offense. How big is that, you know, when you guys are able to get that going and have that in your favor?
Oh man, I think like you said, making turnovers are big, but I think that's just us executing and being in the right spot at the right time. I think, you know, whenever, you know, offense makes mistakes, that's when we capitalize as a defense. So if we just keep, you know, continue being where we need to be, always making sure we're in the right spot, always making sure we're talking, being on our keys, I think the turnovers will come. You know, that's not something that, you know, a lot of people say, you know, what do you do to cause turnovers? It's just making sure you're in the right spot every single play. So, you know, if the offense, you know, makes mistakes, if our D-line, especially our amazing D-line, you know, if they're bringing pressure, you know, those turnovers are definitely going to come.
Did you hear about Jack's comments after the game?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I loved him. I love that. I love him. I actually watched him. I think I saw him on Twitter, and I think I agree with everything he said. That was definitely a great way of putting for Jack.
Was that a kind of a rallying point for the team?
Yeah, I think, you know, that's how we think, you know, not just, you know, but from what Jack said, but I think that's how we always think. I think we're always together day in and day out, no matter what happens, no matter what takes place on the field, no matter what takes place outside of the building. I think we're always together every single day.
Joe, what does it mean to this team?
Oh, everything.